You probably would have noticed the panel signs I've got over there. One of them's a P4, the other one's a P6. Everybody nowadays uses P10s. Nowadays you get different scan rates, different sizes. You get your 16 by 32s, your 64 by 32s. What controller do you use? Some people use a BBB, but that's restricted to certain types. This one can do the lot. With these sort of images, the one on the left-hand side is the current one that's out at the moment. The one on the right-hand side is coming out in the next couple of months. Now, just by looking at the picture, it does look like they're introducing Wi-Fi. So that means instead of me plugging a USB stick into the back of that controller, I'll just be able to do it by Wi-Fi from the computer, which will make it even simpler. You can also notice I've put a yellow diagram of how you put the plugs. These are a Chinese import, and they never ever mark things on how the plug should actually sit. This is the actual software that you get with the actual controller. People say, how do you program it and stuff like that? This is the software. At the top you've got you can add your text, your images, your GIFs, your movies. Then this is an example of your text. Down below you've got your actual border patterns, how thick you want your border, what sort of a border effect. Then on the right hand side at the bottom you've got your effect layers. So like on one of them I've got the dancing lady dancing in the background with the Adelaide Mini popping up. That dancing lady is one of the effects built in, just along with many of the others. There's also a dynamic colour effect which will take any colour and put like a rainbow over it. That's also down in the very bottom. Very simple, one text after the next and it just plays one after another. Now, to go with this, you've got the more complexity side. Is you can actually set up separate windows on it. So you could have like, I've now made another one on top of it so I can make that a clock. So no matter what's happening in the background, that clock will stand out in front of the lot. Now, as I was saying, it can work with any sort of panel out there. Those are some of the ones for the 16 scans on the Hub 75. I say the 16 scans because they're nice and cheap. The 8 scans is what the BBB accepts, and they're not as cheap as the 16s. While I say there's plenty of them here, the P6 panels I got are 1/8 scan, and they wasn't in here. How do I control them? Well, it's as simple as just placing numbers on the actual panel. Like that's one panel object. I place the numbers to say which order it's going to be doing its lights. Now, Daryl also had a P6 panel. Yours was what? Quarter scan, wasn't it, Daryl?
No, it was 8 scan.
8 scan as well? Because I noticed yours was different. You had the numbers in different spots. Yeah. So different panels from whoever your person that you're getting them off on AliExpress. You can make it work for your own needs. With here, after you've selected your panel, you need to save the configuration onto your USB stick. A lot of people forget that one, and then you also have to export it. Otherwise, when you plug it into the panels won't know which configuration panels you're setting up for. After you've done all of that, you just go straight up to the top of U-disk record. It will sing and dance for a little while, going through each of the steps of all your different effects. It will process it, and it will spit it straight out on the USB stick. You take it out, you plug it in the sign, and away it goes. It's that simple. One of the flaws is it is a China import, and the software is Chinese. They don't have any manuals to it. A lot of it is just playing about and learning. You can't break it. But Daryl did say it has some sort of issue with true type fonts in Windows. Oh, Ryan found that one out.
Yeah, you have to go turn it back on after you're finished.
Yeah.
Otherwise it looks like Windows 95.
Oh, well, I've never minded Windows 95 myself. So basically, that's how easy it is. The preview will not show the preview that you will see out on the display. Because if you're doing a text with something fancy in the background, you don't really want to see your background while you're trying to align your text. I think that's what the Chinese thought when they were designing it, because when you press the preview, you will not see the fancy background, just the text only. Only when you plug it into your sign will you see the background as well as the text on top. So that's it. Very cheap import. I sell them over there, $30. You can get them from China and stuff like that yourself, but you won't get the great lovely support I offer. Thank you.